Hi, Brooklyn High School of the Arts, parents, guardians, families. I hope you all are well. My name's Tim Evans, and I'm serving as your child's social studies teacher this year. And we've got parent-teacher conferences coming up tonight and tomorrow. But I know a lot of us, we're living busy lives, and you might not be able to make it. And just the nature of it being virtual, we only have 5-minute time slots. So we might not be able to talk about everything that's on your mind and on your agenda. So I thought I'd make this video and kind of just introduce you all to me and to the class, and maybe that answers some questions that you might have had. And always keep in mind that you can email me at any point, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible with any questions, concerns, suggestions that you might have. So specifically, I'm teaching global history and geography. It's kind of scary. I've been doing this for a long time now. This is my 17th year teaching in Brooklyn. I come from Pennsylvania and spent 9 years teaching in the high school in Bushwick, and now this is my 8th year here at Brooklyn High School of the Arts. I love it here. I love the staff. I love the students and administration. So rest assured, your child's in a good, supportive, welcoming spot. And I consider myself lucky to be part of the faculty here. Just a little bit about the class, and just a kind of caveat asterisk. So this is all, now that we're in the COVID world, academic policies are changing all the time. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm going to kind of be talking about life with non-COVID, which hopefully we'll be getting back to shortly. But global history and geography is the only 2-year class in New York State. Traditionally, students take it in 9th grade and then in 10th grade. More of the ancient history in 9th grade and more modern history in 10th grade. And the Regents exam traditionally is taken at the end of 10th grade. But again, that may or may not change depending on the virus and vaccine schedules and all of that stuff. But just thinking big picture in terms of graduation, your child needs at least 5 Regents exams to graduate. Traditionally, right? And traditionally the 5 were a math, a science, English, US history, and global history. There is some flexibility now in terms of swapping one of those out for like an extra math or an extra science, but that's something your child can talk to the guidance counselor about. I don't want to give advice to everybody here. It's more of an individual basis. So in terms of this the 9th grade global class that I'm running, I think it's really important for us to have kind of regularly predictable routines that kind of, at least for me, kind of serve as a crutch to help me get through and stay focused and on point. So you and your child can expect classwork to be posted every day. And I don't do live meets every day. I'm sensitive to, the various circumstances that families find themselves in terms of technology and, caregiving requirements. But we do meet live as a group to review our big ideas. If there's something that I really want students to understand, we'll get on live to make sure that comprehension's there. We get on live in preparation for exams to review the big concepts in preparation for exam. And then whenever we do writing assignments, because I think that skill is so important, I want to be live with them through those writing assignments. And that's actually what we've been doing this week, is we've been live every day writing an essay together. All right. Now, I'll show you a class here in a second. Sorry. Just some general remote learning stuff. I think the school's been really good about consistency, that every teacher is using Google Classroom. And just in terms of kind of my routine, if I post something on Monday, so if a student gets an assignment on Monday, I'll put that grade into Pupil Path on Wednesday. So there's a little bit of a grace period, because I know everybody's life is really busy and hectic. And, we need to be as forgiving and understanding as possible right now. So the grades will go in a couple days after the assignment's posted. And let me just show you what that looks like, what your child might see in Google Classroom. So here we are. All right. So this is my first period class. So every day I'll post an announcement that just kind of sets the expectations for the day. Sometimes I'll post material that we did the previous day. For example, yesterday we wrote a body paragraph together for our essay. I recorded that as a video and I posted it here. So if students need to go back and reference the work that we did, or if they weren't able to join Google Meets, they can still engage with the material and the activities that we did as a class. So that's what's called Google Stream. When we do get on Google Meets, this is the link right here. So it's kind of nice and easy. It's in the banner on the first page you see. And then the classwork is under classwork. And it looks like this, right? So, for example, yesterday, please join Google Meets. We'll write our first body paragraph together, okay? Now, if we're not joining Google Meets, I just want to show you what, when we're not together live, what an assignment might look like. So this was on the Triangular Trade, posted November 18th. And I have a website, and all the work is through this website, which I think is helpful, again, just for consistency's sake. And so if my Wi-Fi doesn't, okay. So what I do is, this is a video, much like I'm making right now. So I record myself explaining and walking students through the content and the notes. This is the exact same thing, only without a video. It's just a slideshow. If students want to go back at their own pace, they can do so. I usually post an interesting educational video. This is a really good one about the Atlantic slave trade. And then the classwork is at the bottom. And it's really important because I think there was some initial confusion. For me to see your child's work, they have to click this submit button, okay? And so that's what a normal class looks like in Mr. Evans's global history. In terms of grades, 60% of their grade is what are called formative assessments. That's like the small stuff, classwork and quizzes. And I like how it's emphasized this year, to encourage daily engagement during this virtual time. 30% is the tests and essays that we do together. And the 10% is what's called engagement. That's basically like flex for me to bump students' grades up. I never use that to bring students' grades down. I should also note that I always accept late work. So there's no excuse not to do work, even if it's late. I'd much rather have late work than no work. But they do just have to, your child has to email me to let me know that they did it late, and I can put a grade in for them. All right. Technology, I try not to use a ton of different platforms just to keep it simple. So the class itself is run through Google Classroom. Your grades are posted on PupilPath. Your child's school email is most important to keep communication open. And then there is one extra website I use called Castle Learning where the tests are posted. But your child can log into Castle Learning just using their email. So there's no special account or anything they have to set up. All right, so this was a brief overview. I probably didn't answer everybody's questions. And so most importantly, keep that communication open. This is my email. I'm very responsive. I check it all the time. So if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to reach out at tim.evans@brooklynartshs.nyc. And just welcome to the BHSA community, and it's an honor serving you and your child. So I hope you and your family stay safe. Take care.